Greetings from YouTube, man. This shit is comical, man. Comical. If you like the video, sub and subscribe. It don't cost a dime. Wait a second. If you want, if you want any of your chats read or your name, never, ever see that. All right, man. So we got the fun bunch. And for the last couple of weeks, bro, I legit been having nightmares. Listen, man, don't throw tomatoes at me, man. I happen to be a Dallas fan. That Dallas has interest in Alabama player. He's just a player to me. He's not even a quarterback. They got this cat named Jalen Milroe. 6'2", 225. Honestly, he's a fullback to me. Not even that, because his vision is horrible. And he just falls out in the open field. But Alabama got this cat. They play him at quarterback. But no, he's just a player to me. I'm not even going to insult fullbacks by saying he's a fullback. This clown, he threw, amazingly, for 2,800 yards, 16 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. To just shows you that you don't watch football. Earlier, I put my 25th sleeper out. I put out Jordan McLeod from Texas State. 3,300 yards and 30 touchdowns. This just shows you do not watch football. So the fun bunch, I call them, I don't care. I've been giving people nicknames my whole life. And I'm cool with that, man. It's saying Dallas should have interest in, like I said, I'm not going to call him a QB. He's not. Jalen Milroe. 16 TDs, 11 interceptions, bro. I challenge anyone to watch it was the 2023 season, but the game was played in 2024 when Alabama played Michigan. This kid, Jalen, there was a play. Great runner. Yeah. Look 805 on. Thank you for jumping in the chat. Look up the Terry Fox story. Google him. That's how this dude runs, bro. Terry Fox, it's a really old documentary movie. Dude had like one leg and would run marathons. Terry Fox ran better than this clown. This kid is not even a quarterback, bro. Not even a fullback. He exists. Let's put it that way. So let's go back. I know a lot of people don't watch football. Michigan, Alabama, national championship playoff game. He is running. There is not a Michigan player within 10 yards of him. There you go. And just falls down. Falls down. Just falls down. Falls down. Not even a Michigan player within 10 yards of him. Wide open field. Falls down. Anyone watching that game would allegedly say they had the house on Michigan. Bro, he played like hot dog shit, bro. Straight garbage. 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 Game goes back and forth, surprisingly, because of Alabama's defense. Now, they're on the 1 foot line, Alabama. 1 foot line. With like 2 seconds left in the game, no timeouts, for nothing. Play gets snapped. It's a quarterback draw. I could have ran through you got to see the hole on the left side of the line. I could have ran through it. The hole was tremendous. He closed his eyes. Legit, you can see he closed his eyes and ran the opposite direction and gets tackled behind the line of scrimmage. How he retained on the team is just probably that's one of the reasons Nick Saban just left. I'm not even going to call this kid a quarterback. I'm not even going to insult fullbacks and running backs. Gross. And now the papers are blowing up because he ran between a 4.4 and a 4.6. And it's ironic. It just shows you how much the newspapers are bullshit. They're saying, oh, Lamar Jackson ran a 4.34. No. Lamar Jackson did not run at the combine. Lamar Jackson did not run at his pro day. He said, you got how many years of tape to watch me run away from people? And now we got the fun bunch, playing the drums, saying, oh, yes, the Cowboys should look into this. He'd be a good pick. Like, you're shitting me, right? Like, are you serious? We can have an open debate and be friendly. I'm a friendly guy. I know I come off a little rough, but I can have a debate with anybody. Uncensored Cowboys. Boom. Thank you for jumping in the chat. We were just having a friendly talk about Alabama's player. I'm not calling him a quarterback, and I'm not even calling him a fullback. I originally called him a fullback. 2,800 yards, 16 TDs, 11 interceptions. And I bet you this kid probably got a couple of $1 million at Alabama. Now, let's look at a sleeper I gave you earlier. Texas State. Jordan McLeod, quarterback. 6 foot, 205. He threw for 3,300 yards, 30 touchdowns, and 13 interceptions. He had a better year last year at James Madison, throwing for 3,600 yards with 35 touchdowns. And this kid plays for Texas State. This kid is a better quarterback prospect than this clown. So, the way I look at it is you either got to play the drums a lot more or just talk about something else. Then we get guys on the Cowboys channel, they're breathing heavy. Come on, bro. You're a young kid, bro, and you're breathing heavy? Come on, man. Can't be breathing heavy when you're young. What are you going to do when you get old like me, bro? Clowns, bro. Straight effing clowns, man. And this shit got to stop, man. Yeah, yeah. This is OG's first round pick, man. So that just shows you we even go at it with each other, man. You know what I'm trying to say? So Jalen Milroe, Alabama, straight garbage. Yet he probably got a couple mil to stay at Alabama. Yet, I'm sure relatives allegedly made money the year before on the Michigan game. 16 TDs, 11 interceptions. He's he's not even getting ranked by me. Straight garbage. Like I said, I gave you a quarterback from Texas State that is a better quarterback prospect versus this player. What makes our group great? We can call each other out with no hard feelings. Absolutely, absolutely, we do it all the time, and it's never personal. But I mean, like, how can you come on here and say, yeah, this is a great pick. This is somebody that, the Cowboys should look at. And let me tell you something. You can ask anyone in my group. I've been saying for weeks, Dallas is going to draft this kid. I'm afraid. I am literally afraid the Cowboys are going to draft this kid. Because I've seen it all before, man. This is Quincy Carter 2.0. Does anyone remember Anthony Can't Get Right? I'm sure you don't. Half of you wasn't even born, man. Anthony Wright, and then there was a movie around that time, and there was the guy's nickname was Can't Get Right because they just said like he can't get right, so that's what Anthony's nickname was, man. Honestly, I would take Quincy and Anthony Wright over this kid. At least Quincy Carter tried, bro. At least Quincy Carter had heart, bro. This kid, he thinks he's the shit because he power cleans like 350. I wonder how much Peyton Manning did cleans with. I wonder how much Tom Brady did cleans with. Straight garbage, bro. Garbage. But how can you even get on a podcast, a post, and like say, yeah, this kid is pretty good? What are you popping like Quaaludes, bro? Acid? What? It doesn't make sense. How is that possible? Anthony Wright got murdered. Yeah, I know. It was a shame. It's just, it shows you the true quarterback fans. Dallas fans. Who remembers Randall Cunningham, man? We had him when he was like much later in his career. We had Randall Cunningham even, and Randall Cunningham was a straight monster. He was a beast, bro. There was a play against Buffalo. He almost got tackled in the end zone. He got out of it. And I watched him launch the ball like 70 yards, man. He had one of the strongest arms ever. And it's a shame because he suffered a knee injury, man. And once he had that knee injury, he was never the same. And that season, Jim McMahon, who played for the Bears a decade earlier, was their quarterback. And I'm not lying, bro. The Eagles were going 10-6. The Eagles went 10-6 with straight defense. And then Randall Cunningham came back, but he was never the same. That's my fear of running quarterbacks, man. Because once that running quarterback suffers a lower leg injury, Dak, when his ankle was hanging off, he's become stationary like the Statue of Liberty. And he's horrible. I think they need to get a cheap vet and Will Grier and aim for the 2027 draft. The crazy part is this kid, and like I said, I'm not even going to call him a quarterback, I'm not even going to call him a fullback. You can take his tape, Dak Prescott's tape, Trey Lance tape, Cooper Rush's tape, and Will Grier's tape is better than all those. It's just amazing. You're stuck with Dak for 3 years. By the time you're ready to move to a new rookie, his contract will be up, and you know what you got. Uncensored Cowboys, man. I'm honestly, man. I honestly have no clue what they're gonna do with Dak. I think it depends uh, if he stays healthy or not. If he comes out and gives you like 4 or 5 games, how do you stick with him? Honestly, how? I mean, at some, if he plays all 17 games, yeah, let him play out his contract. Bro, do you really think I care about this season? We've won nothing for 30 years, bro. I can go another year without winning anything. You can't cut him for the next 2 years. The cap hit would be 150. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Like, I mean, don't care. It's been 30 years. I can go 2 more years. We'll know a lot about what's going to happen at the end of this season. Because at the end of this season, Ferguson's a free agent. Deron Bland's a free agent. Tyler Smith, but they're going to pick up his fifth year option. I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to think. Nah, I think tight end Schoolmaker gets 1 more year because he gets 4. But so 2026, you're looking at Schoolmaker as your tight end. He'll be at the 28. Oof. Bad crowd. It's a bad deal. We just got to let it play out and aim for 3-4 years down the road. Yeah, you're right. Hopefully Jerry will be dead by then. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's just walking around pretty much like Dallas's free agent class, just with a pulse. But I legit don't know how any person with a pulse, any person that's ever played football, any person that's ever watched football can look at this player from Alabama and say, yeah, I think it's a good idea. That person should be fired if he works for Dallas. That person should be fired from wherever he works, man. It's just a joke, man. Jordan McLeod, Texas State. He's better. Sad, man. This is what it's come down to. What people do for clicks, man. Seriously, what people do for clicks, man. Sad. Truly is sad. 805 Vaughn. Even though I'm over Dak, I hope he plays good. Yeah, we all do. We all want to win a Super Bowl. That's the goal, man. But unfortunately, there's a lot of chatter about Aaron Rodgers and the Giants. As crazy as that sounds, he'll say, "Yo, give me 20 mil." He bought a house, $7 million house, 5 minutes from the stadium. I mean, Giants have a great set of skill position. Giants have better skill position players than Dallas does. I'm just letting everybody know that. We have 0.0 running backs. Giants have a very good young tight end, Theo Johnson. My guy was up to a great start, got hurt. Tyrone Tracy, running back. They got 3 young wide receivers. If you like the video, subscribe. It don't cost a dime. Giants have a good defense. It's just Daniel Jones has sucked, and their defense has been on the field for 40 minutes of every game. I don't care what defense you are. When you're on the field for 40 minutes, you're going to wear down. You're going to compare. You're honestly, with a straight face, anyone is going to compare the Giants' defensive line to Dallas's defensive line? Come on, man. Why can't we be serious, man? You're really going to compare that? Giants just signed Javon Holland, safety, from Miami. They gave him a $45 million contract for a couple of years. He's better than any safety we got. I mean, what? Giants have the 4th round pick? Who says they're done in free agency? Giants might go the best. Honestly, at 4 or whatever, they're probably going to go best offensive lineman available, either Banks or Campbell. Yo, listen, man. I'm no Aaron Rodgers fan. I'm no Jet fan. But yo, the Jets' offensive line got Aaron Rodgers destroyed. And we all know he's old, and we all know the Achilles, that's a 2-year injury. Even when Kevin Smith tore his Achilles in 1995, and he back then they would get a cadaver, a dead person's Achilles, and put it on you. Yo, crazy shit. They say when you get like transplants from other people, you act differently, your DNA changes and shit. Think about it, man. How about like you get like like an Achilles from Stinky Foots, or this kid that can't run. Yo, your football knowledge is gone, gone, gone. And then you're just out there staring, staring. If the Giants get a quarterback, throw some picks at that old line, we're going to have Dallas is going to be the worst team in the NFC East. And that's sad, man. That truly is sad when you have the highest paid quarterback. And I understand not everyone could do it all by themselves. I get it. But when you're going to have the highest paid quarterback, what, the third highest wide receiver? Micah is going to get paid 100%. Yo, Jerry drafted him. Don't you see how we take care of the players that we draft versus people out on the street? Giants need a quarterback and a few linemen. They will be a problem. Yes, they will. Yes, they will. Prescott seems to be a good person at this point. I just hope he'll retire and he's still capable of walking. Listen, man, I mean, I agree with you, man. Listen, you don't wish anybody not be able to walk, but he was skipping. He was towards the end of the season. He was skipping. He was skipping on one leg, and like, I'm sorry, I've torn muscles off the bone. That was not a complete tear. No way. If that was a complete tear, he would have been in a cast for months. And then after the cast, they put you in an apparatus with dials on the side of it. And then every week they'll crank it out another more to stretch out either the arm or the leg. That was a partial tear. If this would have been back in the 70s, he would have played all year with that, man. And I'm not advocating players to ever play hurt. I really not. Yo, if you're in the playoffs or the Super Bowl, yeah, you can get banged. You can play hurt. I'm sorry. You can. Not everyone's a warrior, man. You know? For us old cats back in the 90s, did we ever see any of the Cowboys ever tap themselves on their head to get off the field? Come on, bro. Did we ever see Emmitt Smith say he was tired and say, "Oh, I gotta go out"? Did we ever see Charles Haley, Russell Melvin, Leon Lett, Tony Casillas, Tolbert, Daniel Jones, Daniel Stubbs, Jimmy Jones, Chad Hennings? Did we ever see any of these guys? Yo, I'm tired. Ken Norton. Come on, bro. When is this gonna stop, man? The pussification of sports. Oh, I got hurt. Yo, you're getting paid millions of dollars, bro, in a playoff game. Oh, I got poked in the eye. I got to sit out a few plays. These cats, I'm sorry, could not have played 30 years ago. They'd get eaten up. Eaten up. First day of training camp. First day of training camp. Jimmy Johnson would say, line up 11 on 11. First day within the first hour. And then you're running like 2600 tens, 26 100s is your conditioning test. The first day going live. He wants to see, Michael Irvin wanted to see, Troy Aikman wanted to see, Charles Haley wanted to see who put the work in the offseason. Because Jimmy Johnson, but it started with Vince Lombardi, who ironically used to coach a high school in New Jersey. And my dad's team used to play this high school, and they used to beat them like 40-0. But the high school my father went to, they had winning streaks of like 50s and 60s. games. But Vince Lombardi resurrected the high school in New Jersey. It's crazy. People don't know this, man, but Vince Lombardi and Tom Landry actually coached for the Giants. They were assistant coaches they started in high schools. Tom Landry in PA and Vince Lombardi in New Jersey. Then they went on to be assistants with the Giants. And the New York Giants let Tom Landry and Vince Lombardi leave. Great. That's a great program, that is, man. Prescott's, with Dak tried to slam his ankle back into place and fell, that was crazy. Yeah, no, 100%, man. Listen, I've said it a million times. When Dak snapped his ankle, he's never been the same. Because up until that point, he would take off when there was danger. And ever since that, he's been afraid to run. And then yet I get blowback. People say it's made him a better pocket passer. Come on, bro. Yo, come on, man. Are you serious? You're right. They don't even play in preseason anymore. They don't. That's why it seems everyone else plays in the preseason but Dallas. And we've had this conversation numerous times. Dallas is a slow starting team. Why is it? You ever notice no matter who the head coach is, Dallas always leads the league in penalties? How ironic is that? How do you think that starts and happens? Some training camp. It's 130 degrees in Texas. Why do we go to Oxnard where it's 60 degrees? Yeah, that's a great way to get in shape. Let's go where it's 60 degrees to get in shape for football. It's just the Joneses, bro. It's just the Joneses playing drums. It's a joke, man. I always told you to use training camp to get into football shape, but you arrived to camp already in shape, if that makes sense. Of course that makes sense, because there's cardiovascular shape, and then for people who played football, there's actually hitting shape. And the only way to get in hitting shape is to actually hit. But that's why you see a million injuries. And how many non-contact injuries do we see? Camp Cupcake, bro. It's a joke, man. Hopefully they'll let, Schottenheim or whatever his name is, but he won't. Jerry will probably give him the itinerary of, I don't even know anymore, but when you got dudes rooting for Jalen Milroe, a player. That's it. I'm not even calling him a quarterback. Not even calling him a fullback. I won't put down fullbacks. He just exists. And you got Cowboy content creators like saying, yeah, we should be looking at him. You're just looking for clicks, or you just there's a million things to talk about. There's a million players with heart, a million players with better stats, and you're talking about that. Sorry, bro. I'm like Dr. D, David Schultz. I'm not fake, man. Tomorrow, let's see, I'll be dropping 20 more defensive tackles. How many has everyone else dropped? So mañana, I'll be dropping 20 more defensive tackles. I'll be dropping another mock draft, and I will be dropping another sleeper daily. There'll be days you get numerous sleepers, man. I always told you on Sense Cowboy, I always told you, it's crazy. People are already attached and attacking people over players that aren't even in the league yet. Yeah. I'm telling you, man, Dallas is going to F up this draft. I'm telling you, listen. It's just my opinion. They're going to go corner with the 12th pick, quarterback round 2, and a running back round 3. Watch, man. Watch. Because just when you think They can't F it up any worse because this draft is hard to F up because you know where the talent is and the strength, and you know where it's not. We got Steven because Jerry got his diaper on and he's eating Jello, and we got Will McClay who got a raise. And the best is at the combine. You got Jerry Jones with binoculars on. And I'll say it again, the only thing he's ever done in his career was hire Jimmy Johnson. Besides that, the man's never done nothing. Because we all know when you're rocking with the GWO, it's for life. 805 Vaughn, thank you for jumping in the chat. Uncensored Cowboy, thank you for jumping in the chat. VTP STTU, glad to see you back in the chat, man. I was worried about you, man. I didn't know, just wanted to make sure everything was all right. Fire Will McClay. Well, let me tell you something, man. If Dallas has their third bad draft, that's the new hashtag, man. It is. It is. So overrated, man. So overrated. Well, he came in when? 2014? That's when we drafted. Yeah, because, yeah, Dak was 16. We got McClay 2014. That was the Zach Martin. That was the Zach Martin draft. And we've had one second-round pick, Diggs. Let that sink in, bro. In a decade. One second-round pick. Wonder why we suck, man. We only get players who fall to us. 100%, man. We backed into Dak, backed into Micah. No one in a million years thought Lamb was going to fall to us. Nobody. So cut the shit. I did 1,000 mocks that year, and I did not include Lamb in one of them. But the Fun Bunch crowd will be happy because tomorrow I already did a mock draft for tomorrow, and I put Trectorio McMillan in it. So that it should get 1 million views, man. For life, over out. Thank you, everybody. See you mañana.